missions and committees is the engine of despotism and starving children and pain and war and dehumanization. It does not fill our spirit. It does not quench our thirst for goodness. It does not quench our thirst for righteousness. It is anathema to everything it is to exist. And people say, my gosh, you're getting death threats. You're being attacked by national news. They're coming after you. Aren't you afraid? And no, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of someone blowing my head off tonight. I don't want that to happen because of my mission, but I have passed the point of no return. I have committed to freedom. I have committed to this cause. I know it's right, and it has expanded my awareness, expanded my humanity to a fulfilled level where my cup runneth over, as the Bible says. And in closing, can you speak to the choice people have on what path they're going to follow? It's never too late to turn back and get out of their compartmentalization and choose decency and honor and truth and the will of liberty to resist tyranny, because as Thomas Jefferson said, all that evil men and tyrants need to flourish is that good men and women do nothing. G. Edward Griffin, one of the greatest living icons of the current liberty that we're now seeing expand and the awakening that's happening, someone whose shoulders I stand on. What are your final statements on that point I made?
Well, that perhaps is the most profound point there is, Alex, and you expressed it so well. All I could do to say is repeat what those before us have said. I don't know who first said this, but someone, very wise person, said, I have the courage to stand and fight, but I am too afraid to surrender. So when you think about that, the consequences of losing the battle that we're in are so horrible, not just to us, but to those who follow us.
The unborn.
The unborn. And, you know, we do have a continuity with them. It's something that young people don't think about. I never thought about it when I was young.
By resisting tyranny, we reach back and touch George Washington.
We touch George Washington, and we reach forward and touch our great-great-great-grandchildren, as you say. We do have a continuity. And, you know, I think when we all hit that point where we realize, whoops, this is our last day, maybe our last hour, and we sort of think about our lives, do you think we're going to recall all of the expensive toys we had, or all the baseball games we attended, or something like that? Or are we going to think about the things we've done that have lasting value for those who follow us?
We're going to think about the times we stood up for what was right and we helped others. Exactly. We're going to think about when we were 12 years old and stood up to that bully. We're going to think about watching our grandfathers and grandmothers die. We're going to think about family. We're going to think about the people we help. We're going to think about what really matters. And it's so beautiful to see this nihilistic selling point of humanism and me, and not caring and getting into, you know, not getting involved. That is the opiate of death, the opiate of weakness. And we have a chance while we're alive. Folks, don't wait. While you're alive in this short test that is consciousness, to do the right thing. I mean, have you not been empowered? Have you not been fulfilled, G. Edward Griffin? Because I can feel your strength, your gravitas. I can feel your soul. Have you not been empowered by honorably standing and telling the truth, even though you were lied about and attacked all these years, and have now been vindicated? I can tell you don't even have pleasure in being vindicated. It's a quiet sadness that you saw it before others did, and now we're entering this time of great darkness. You wish we didn't have to be here. You wish we could have stopped it earlier and people would have laughed at you. But now the vindication comes.
Well, that's it exactly. There's nothing that makes me sleep better at night than to realize, just as I'm closing my eyes and reviewing the day, to realize that, oh boy, we really accomplished something there. And when I say accomplished, I don't mean we sold some books or something like that. I mean we reached someone. We got the message across. We heard that wonderful sound that you hear from a person when they go, aha. That is the most amazing sound. It thrills me when somebody, you know, says, aha, I get it now. And I think that's what we're born for.
Yeah, it's beautiful to, you know, we don't brainwash people. We don't tell people what to think. We just get them to take their own blinders off. We can't make somebody do that. They have to do it. And to see a soul, an intellect, an understanding turn on and go from darkness like a little mindless ghoul worshiping all the petty sports and fake icons and celebrity, and to watch that soul turn on like a sun and just explode into flame and truly be powerful and living the destiny they were meant to have. That is what is beautiful. And the truth is beautiful, and camaraderie and honor and goodness and duty and being steadfast and knowing you're real. And that's why the enemy attacks you and myself and many others and Ron Paul, because they know in their gut we are bona fide. They know we are real. They know we are committed to something bigger than their manufactured false paradigm, and that scares them, G. Edward Griffin.
Well, yes, and I don't really expect too much in the way of deep philosophical thought to come out of popular movies, but when you think about Star Wars, there were some very profound implications there when they
archetypal.
Yes, when they speak of the the dark side and the light side. When you think about that, that's real, and we are on the side of light, and these people, other people, are on the dark side. And that gives us a power that they wish they had. They may have all the money in the world. They may have all the military power in the world. They may have all the brainwashing capacity in the world because they control communications. But the thing they do not have is truth. That puts them on the dark side. And that's a powerful force on our side. And one of the reasons I'm so glad to participate in this program is because it's one of the means of communicating the truth and brightening that bright spot a little bit more.
G. Edward Griffin, beautifully said. Your new film that you produced, What in the World Do They Spring? Excellently done, very well documented about the geoengineering and the aluminum and all the rest of it. It's available at Infowars.com. It's available also at your sites, and I just hope that people get it and get it out to everyone they know, because it just goes to the fact that there's so much going on they've hidden, and now it's being revealed, and we have exposed it over the years, so now they're admitting much of it but putting their spin on it. G. Edward Griffin, thank you so much for spending time with us, and I look forward to having you back on in the near future. God bless you.
Well, thank you, Alex, and may the force of freedom be with you.
The Freedom Force. And give us the Freedom Force website.
Oh, yes. Well, that's www.freedomforceinternational.org.
It's funny you bring up the Star Wars parallel or analogy, because there's been little jokes around the office that you look like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well, that's not too bad. I'll take that for now.
No, he's a handsome guy. G. Edward, you're awesome. God bless you and take care.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night and good luck, as they say. G. Edward Griffin. Okay, I wanted him here for 2 hours. We got way behind today, but we'll probably go into overdrive here because I got a few interviews coming up. In fact, I have a list here of the what a crazy show. Lou Dobbs, George Norrie. George Norrie called in. Totally crazy. Guys, I know you printed it 3 times. Reprint me the guest list, please, so I know what videos are coming up next here. Thank you. I'm sure it's here, but it would take longer to find it in these hundreds of articles that we just covered today than to actually just print it again. But, when you know the cost, when you know they're already drugging your food, your water, everything, what's the point? They're already killing me. I'm already poisoned, folks. Hell, I run 3-4 miles every morning. I can swim 3 miles. Swam 3 miles this weekend in one day. I swam across the lake and back. And I eat pretty healthy, and I've lost 40 pounds, and I'm still an unhealthy blob. I look at men. They're effeminate, weak creatures. Their sperm count's down by 85% or more. The women are dying with the bisphenol A. And I'm dead already. I'm going to be honest with you. We're all dead already. And even if they weren't doing this to us, we're dead already. We're not going to live. You're not going to live forever, folks. Don't be delusional. All my great ancestors, going back to the Pilgrims and the Captain of the Mayflower, they're dead. They're dead in their graves. My ancestors at the Battle of San Jacinto, they're dead. But the fact is they live on through me, and my children live on through me, and they live on. And that's what matters. The globalists are into genetics. They're into control of families. They're in control of humanity because they realize that's where real power's at. That's where real power is at. So understand, you're dead already. but the idea of liberty, the idea of the species, the idea of living on through your progeny, looking back and seeing your ancestors, looking forward and seeing your progeny. When you truly start thinking like that, you're now in the elite mindset, because they think from that perspective, but from a wicked perspective. We must think from that perspective, from a loving view. And this is the great secret. And so it's almost dangerous that I'm not worried about dying. It's almost dangerous I'm not worried about it. I almost invite it. I'm not worried about it. You know, they had to remind me at these speaking events in California, hey, they're demanding you have security, because I wasn't even thinking about it. I don't want anything to happen, but, water the tree of liberty, empower me to the 10th level. That is the mission to crush the globalists, the mission to let people know how much power they have. That is my prime directive. And coming up live, we're going to have 2 hours of Gerald Celente joining us via video Skype. We're going to have Max Keiser, video special interviews never before seen with Sherry Tenpenny, Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, Dr. Childress on eugenics, Catherine Austin Fitz, and a lot more. And then I'll be live, of course, continuing with your phone calls. And I know we've had callers holding for like 2 hours since we went to tapes and interviews. We're going to get to those too. But we may even suspend the next video interview. Griffin's like, you want to go take a nap? Yeah, I've already not played half the video interviews I said I would, because it's so good to do this 24-hour broadcast. I may do this more than once a year. This is a lot of fun. But in the interest of shutting up, in the interest of getting out of this mode, Richard Reeves is somebody that, I had an influence in waking up many years ago, he told me, and many other people. And I want Richard, because I heard he was being enthusiastic on his own radio show, plugging the money bomb, and I wanted to invite him here to talk about where we are at this crossroads, what Infowars.com has done, and how people need to donate so we reach that goal of $500,000. Sounds like a lot when you're in a 14,000 square foot facility trying to finish a TV studio and you got massive bandwidth. Just the free video link we put up for you today is going to cost at least $10,000 with hundreds of thousands tuning into it. We need your support. Please call and donate right now. 888-253-3139, 888-253-3139. Call right now. We're going to be here all night. $10 or $10,000. You know it's going directly into the most powerful point to punch the globalists right in the nose. You know it's the fulcrum. You know it's one of the key fire bases against the New World Order. You know it's the tip of the spear deep behind enemy lines. You know it's a committed group that's real and 100% committing to something and passing the point of no return. And like David Icke said tonight, not caring about consequences, just committing to what's right. That's what's going to save us. 888-253-3139 to call and donate, or InfowarsMoneybomb.com. We're over $300,000 in donations, and it's going to help us complete this operation. We need 200,000 more. I wish it was like Michelle Bachmann, 5.4 million, whatever. What can we do with that? It's up to you right now, and you middle class that are being shut down by the globalists. You need to step up to the plate right now. InfowarsMoneybomb.com or 888-253-3139. We've been turning down a lot of donations tonight because I have them asked, will you not have a lot of money? And they said, oh, I'm broke. It's just the poor people want to give. They've got that soul. And so many of the people that have money, they just want to hold on to it. And we've turned down a lot of donations. No, we're not taking your money. That's why we give the videos out for free, everything. It's about reaching the people. It's up to you out there that are wealthy or middle class. You know you're going to be robbed and raped with all these new taxes and VAT and property taxes and the health care bill. I mean, it's here. They make you give that money. We're asking you to fund us, the real resistance, the literal rebel forces. Do you know what you're tuning into? Do you know you're talking to people that are committed to be murdered and tortured if that's what it takes? Do you know you're dealing with people that have the globalists scared, and George Soros and CNN and MSNBC and CNN, all of them attacking us, ABC Nightline coming after us because they're scared. They're scared. I want Richard Reeves. I'm going to go out of the room for about 20 minutes so you get something to say here. I'm going to come back and talk to you. But I got to leave to even let you talk because I'm so fired up about freedom. Richard Reeves, what have you seen in this movement, where we're going, the huge awakening that's happening, and the Infowars money bomb that we're taking action with right now?
Well, Alex, I tell you what, I just want to thank you right off the bat for inviting me.
You bet. Good to have you, Richard.
Really a surprise, and it's actually pretty breathtaking and daunting in a lot of ways because to be just an Info Warrior soldier on the street basically is what I am. Driving around in my taxi and some of the other work that I do as a volunteer activist fighting the toll roads here in Central Texas. But really a surprise to be invited here to be one of the guests, and absolute absolute who's who program going on with George Noory calling in, David Icke calling in earlier as a guest, and G. Edward Griffin. Is just amazing. But I guess
don't forget Lou Dobbs.
Lou Dobbs.